Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing dog. I'm doing four readings for what you are manifesting in 2023. And this is the reading for those of you manifesting swords into your life. Swords might be knowledge, wisdom, being more calculated, being more thoughtful, having a plan. You might be looking to manifest some strong masculine energy into your life, whether you are male or female or anything in between. Decisiveness, taking action, not necessarily in a wand's way, taking very thoughtful action. You got resourceful. There is a way, I'm the way. And that right there is a sword energy for you. That is a great sword energy right there to start us off. There is a way, I'm the way. That was bringing something to my mind from scripture, even though I'm not a Christian anymore. But it's always I am. And Neville Goddard talks about a lot about this. So do a lot of Alloway writers. I am the way. I am the truth and the light, etc. You know, that very strong identity work. I'm just finishing the book Atomic Habits right now. And he talks a lot. He's not talking about law of attraction, and yet he really does talk about law of attraction. That's what the whole book is about. But it's all about that identity work and really having a strong sense of your identity, knowing exactly who you are. Everything else about your divine path and your reality that you're experiencing comes from that. And so, if you are manifesting swords into your life, more of that energy into your life in 2023, that is the truth. That's it. I should just end the video right there. There is a way to everything that you want. You are the way. There is a path, there is a clear path of least resistance directly to every single thing that you are desiring. If you didn't have that thing as part of your divine path, then you wouldn't be desiring it. Your life experience wouldn't have caused you to have the experiences to make you desire that thing. Or you're desiring it because you think it's going to make you feel what you want to feel, or you're desiring that whatever it is because when you think about it, when you think about living in that house or being in that relationship or having that job or doing that fun hobby, you are envisioning your identity that you want for yourself. And so the pathway to everything that you want in your life is through you, is through tapping in to who are you truly and what are the things that make you feel like your truest, highest self. How much of your time and energy are you using to prioritize those things? And in Atomic Habits, he talks about casting votes when you make decisions, even small decisions. That's why they say, like, hitting your snooze or like making your bed in the morning can become important choices because you're casting votes right away at the beginning of the day for what kind of person am I? Am I an organized person? Am I a lazy person? Like, what is the story that I'm not even saying that people who snooze are lazy. It's about the story you're telling yourself about your true identity. Other people are going to hit the snooze button. They're not going to feel lazy. They're going to hit that snooze button. They're going to be like, oh, I'm so cozy and I'm so good at taking care of myself and I nurture myself and spoil myself. And it's my day off, and I can go to that meeting later. I deserve another 15 minutes of sleep. Some people are hitting that snooze button and feeling great. Other people are hitting it and feeling lazy. Anyway, your identity is the path. That's it. And if you have not read Atomic Habits, because you think it's just going to be like more like rich, how to be a rich guy mumbo jumbo, right? It's not. It's literally, in my mind, a law of attraction book about manifestation from the perspective of psychology, which I always will continue to say is my real religion. Prosperity. Bada bins. Look at this beautiful card. This is called the Witching Hour Oracle. And look at her with her pregnant belly and her. Look at this guy right here. Ugh. Prosperity. You know what? I'm going to just take a moment and read this because. Reflect on what prosperous things and events have happened to you within your lifetime. Focus on the successful things that have transpired. Because again, it's about that identity work. It's all about the narrative you're telling yourself about who you are in your life. Taking a long perspective, getting out of this present moment of like what you're worrying about today. So, I was listening to something, probably TikTok. Anyway, but it was talking about how many things are you worried about today that are still going to matter to you 3 months from now, 3 years from now? How many things are you worried about today, right now, that are still going to matter to you 3 days from now, 3 hours from now? And then the other is reversed, like how many things are you experiencing today that you're going to forget? Like, I'm not going to be able to tell you what I wore 3 weeks ago, or what I ate 3 weeks ago. I'm really not. Even little things that irritated me about somebody in my life. Like, how many of you have this experience where it's like, okay, a few months go by or a couple of years go by. I can remember that I was so angry about this thing, but I can't for the life of me even remember what it was. And that just shows you that it really didn't matter. So, you always you always see in your life what it is that you are focusing on inside. It's like, I never noticed so many huskies in the world until I got myself a husky. Now I see huskies everywhere, and I'm like, oh, huskies are so common. I never knew that before. It's that exact psychological effect. So, as you are manifesting swords into your life this year, and you are really going to focus inward on who am I being? And how am I using, speaking of swords and the intellect, how am I using my brain? I swear, if you have not read Atomic Habits, go read it immediately. And then write me a 3-page book report on it. But you're not going to be able to do a 3-page. It's going to be at least 20 pages, I promise you. Anyway, I digress. If you want to manifest prosperity, you have to walk in prosperity, etc. Okay? There may be material or spiritual things, but what aspects made your soul feel untroubled and fulfilled? Lean into that. What is getting that new apartment? I mean, was it getting that new apartment? Was it your partner's promotion at work that allowed you to quit your job? Whatever it was, write it down, celebrate it, focus on it. Make that more a part of your narrative that you're telling yourself instead of focusing on anything negative or anything lack. I'm going to pull one last oracle card. Maybe I don't even need to clarify with tarot because I've already went too deep on all of this. I love these cards though. Weeping Willow. Find sanctuary within turbulence. Find sanctuary within turbulence. And again, go inside. That is the message. Go inside. Focus on who you are being. I also just read The Body Keeps the Score, and in that book they talk about how it's helpful sometimes to think about aspects of who you are as different parts, right? Like almost different characters inside of you. And so there's a version of you who was in the past. And just because they didn't know all the things that you know now, they were perfect for who they were. They made decisions that then led them on their path to being who you are now. So it's like going back and looking at aspects of your identity who protected you, who took care of you, who got you through the hard things. And so you love them. You understand why they made the choices they made. You have compassion for them. They hold the pain of the hardships that you went through. That part of you is holding the pain that you experienced back then. So bless them. I'm so thankful that that version of me did whatever was necessary to get me to where I am now. But as I love her and accept her, I can let her go now. She doesn't need to be part of the current self that I am being. I'm a new version of myself. I'm always becoming that new version of myself. And then whatever was helpful to me, I'm blessing it. I'm thankful for it. I'm reflecting on that. Whatever I don't need anymore, I'm ready to let that go. So go inward and find sanctuary within. I really feel too, it's like in that ability to look at aspects of yourself in love and compassion and say, you know what, I'm ready now to let go of my anger towards you, towards that part of me that I feel made a mistake, or now I'm understanding. I'm forgiving myself. I made the choices that I had to make. I was always doing the best that I could. As you allow space for parts of yourself to come forth and teach you the lessons that they need to teach you, for you to hear the things you need to hear, you're creating that safe space, just like you would want to create with your child or your partner or a friend, right? You want to create a safe space where it's understood you can always talk to me. I'm always going to validate your feelings. I'm always going to listen to you. I'm always going to see you. I want to hear you, like I'm here for you. You're creating that safe space within yourself for different parts of yourself, different parts of your identity to come forth and be seen and be heard. And then that's how you're able to let go. And that is the real deep identity work. That's the shadow work. Anyway, let's clarify. Okay. Shadow work, 3 of Swords. It may be time for you to let go of narratives that you have about yourself and your life that put you too much in a victim mindset or a mindset of weakness or being injured or being hurt. Um, like I said, I read The Body Keeps the Score. Trauma stays with us a very long time. And it may be time for you to really reflect on, like, I'm holding on to this narrative of how hurt I was and this, or I went through this and it was so hard. And I have a whole narrative about just like what a badass I am, right? But I don't need to hold on to that part of my identity anymore. I can let it go now. I can let go of the narrative I keep telling myself about how injured I was, how traumatized I was. I've done the shadow work, I've done the healing work. And now I feel like it's time for me to let go of that narrative. I'm not forgetting everything I went through. I maintained the lessons and the strength that I gained. But I'm letting go of that story I'm always telling myself about it being such an important part of my identity. And it doesn't need to be anymore. So there may be things, past hurts, past heartbreaks, past suffering, even some current suffering that is either just a circumstance that's current in your life that you are going to be cutting away with the sword that you are manifesting. Or it may be a narrative from your past that you're cutting away, that you're ready to let go of. This is for There Is a Way, I'm the Way. The more, and look at this right next to each other. It's the wolf that you feed. It's like that story. Are you feeding this narrative or are you feeding this narrative? And you, like I said at the very beginning, you have to find a way, no matter what your circumstance is, to find a reason to bask in the sun. Even if that is just literally raising your face to the sky and closing your eyes and being thankful for the sun. Looking for reasons to tap in to your joy, your creativity, your sense of freedom, your sense of your true self, every single moment you spend doing that, that is where all of your power is coming from. And Spirit just wants you to, in the context of this reading, this is how I'm reading this Page of Swords. Spirit is literally saying, look over here. Whatever is getting in the way of you experiencing full joy right now, cut it away. And if it's something in your life that you can say no to, that you can say, you know what, this friendship is no longer healthy for me. This workplace is no longer healthy for me. This habit is no longer healthy for me. I'm ready to just cut it away because it's coming between me and my happiness, and I'm just addicted to the feeling of loving myself. I'm just addicted to the feeling of just loving who I am so much that now it's becoming easier and easier to say, no, that does not serve me anymore. And I'm not apologetic about cutting it out. The Star, the Devil, and Two of Swords. I'm feeling a theme. Again, I'm willing and ready to cut out whatever it is that's keeping me from embodying the truest form of who I really am and experiencing the life that matches that version of myself right here and now. And I think that as soon as you start doing that, the very first moment that you see yourself making those kinds of decisions, out of that kind of motivation, I'm totally putting my purpose, my place, my peace, my joy, my love first. And I'm cutting out anything that just doesn't match with that. As soon as your levels of yourself see that you're doing that, then things are going to be clear. Things that were ready to come in for you, they were just sitting there waiting for you to show, you know what, I'm ready to be happy. I'm ready to let go of anything that's not serving me. I'm being decisive about who it is I am and what it is that I want. And then all of a sudden, oh, now you're ready. And here it is. And that is so just about you stepping into what your true identity is. Your higher self. And the more aligned you are with your higher self, the more of your true self you feel. And that's the person who is the leader of your life. And lastly, so I know that this is about manifesting swords, but you've got this King of Cups and the Ten of Cups with the Five of Pentacles in between. And I want you to notice how you have like sword, 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 and then ending on some cups. The more that you lean in, it's not ironic and it's not backwards thinking at all. It is really logical if you think about it. The more in your mind you are, the more clear you are mentally, is just a reciprocal relationship with how in your feelings you are, how good you get at validating your feelings, at feeling secure in yourself, no matter what is happening around you. No matter what is happening around you, you are secure in yourself. You're centered in what you know and what you feel is right for you. And that is based off of a strong sense of who you are. And so you're ready to bless the turbulence around you because now you are in a secure place. You're able to actually look at, oh, this was bad for me, but it was directing me here. So now I'm thankful for all of it. And just like you got the Three of Swords and the Sun next together, I feel like it's the same thing with this Five of Pentacles and Ten of Cups next together. And then with him sitting here, just like sure of himself, not bothered. I could have just ended the reading at the beginning when I said, this is what it's all about. This is 2023 if you're manifesting swords into your life. That ability to be really decisive, that ability and readiness to cut away whatever isn't serving you It's by going into yourself, creating that sanctuary, that safe space within yourself to hold all the parts of you, so that as you are healing your heart, you are deciding in your mind what it is that you want and who you are. And you're using the power of your mind to direct where you're putting your energy and your focus. And the more that you focus on your cup, the better off you're going to be. Happy New Year.